You're lying awake at 2 a.m., heart pounding so loudly you swear it might burst. Your mind churns through worst-case scenarios like it's prepping for a marathon. What if I lose my job? What if my health fails? What if everything good in my life suddenly vanishes? You grab your phone, scroll mindlessly, desperate for a distraction. No luck. Instead, you stare at the ceiling, convinced you must be the only person losing sleep over crises that might never happen, yet they feel alarmingly real. But here's the truth. You're far from alone. Countless people let what-if thinking rob them of peace every single day. They survive in a half-lived state, too busy preemptively worrying about imaginary disasters to enjoy the actual moments unfolding around them. It's as if a dark cloud is following them everywhere, whispering, "You're not safe." If you felt that cloud looming, you already know how draining it is, how it seeps joy from even the best of times. You might even feel guilty for being anxious when logically you know things are okay right now. So the question is, how do you break free? How do you stop letting hypothetical catastrophes decide how you feel? In this countdown from 9 to 1, we'll uncover exactly why your brain clings to what if, how to separate real concerns from useless anxiety, and what steps to take, starting today, to reclaim not only your calm, but your life. You're about to learn how to let go of imaginary fears and embrace reality yet again. Recognize the survival instinct behind what if. Why do I do this to myself? You might wonder. You fixate on possible disasters as if that'll somehow save you from them. Newsflash, it's not your fault. It's evolutionary. Your ancestors needed to be hyper alert to threats. Rustling in the bushes could mean a predator. Fast forward to modern life, we rarely face saber-toothed tigers anymore, but your brain's survival reflex is still active. It's scanning for anything that could possibly go wrong, convinced that by predicting every scenario, you'll be more prepared. But let's be real, if something truly catastrophic happens, you can't actually pre-solve it in your head. You'll have to deal with it when it arises. Yet your brain stays in overdrive, turning hypothetical pains into daily torment. Think about it. How many times have your what-if fears come true? And even if one or two did worrying in advance genuinely cushion the blow? Usually not. You just spend extra time stressed out. Key insight. Overthinking is a defense mechanism gone wild. It's not a sign you're broken, it's proof your system is trying to protect you. Once you accept that your anxious mind is just an overzealous watchdog, you can learn to pat it on the head and say, "Thanks, but I got this," and move on. The trap of believing you need to worry. One sneaky reason what-if thoughts persist is that part of you thinks worry is useful. You believe if you anticipate the worst, you'll dodge the heartbreak. In reality, heartbreak isn't avoided, it's often doubled. Suppose you worry for a month about getting laid off. If it happens, you experience the pain of job loss on top of a month of mental agony. If it never happens, you wasted a month's worth of peace on a ghost. You might argue, but what if I let my guard down, something bad might blindside me? The truth? If it blindsides you, you'll handle it in real time, just like every other challenge you've survived so far. Worrying doesn't create an invisible shield around you, it only ensures you suffer, whether the event comes true or not. Key insight. Being hypervigilant doesn't keep life's curveballs away, it just ensures you're perpetually tense. Real preparation means addressing what you can control, an emergency fund, keeping your skills sharp, building supportive relationships. Everything else is guesswork that costs you mental well-being. Accept that some chaos is normal. Many who live in what-if mode have endured chaotic times, family drama, health scares, financial crisis. Your mind got used to turmoil, so real calm feels alien, like a trick. When everything's fine, your brain starts scanning for the next ambush. It's a habit that's tough to break, especially if it's used to help you survive real chaos. In the past, that is. But guess what? Chaos is part of life. So is peace. You can't exist in constant crisis control. Everything eventually balances out. Sunshine follows storms, quiet follows upheaval. If you keep anticipating the next nightmare, you'll never appreciate the calm you've earned. You'll sabotage it, ironically creating new chaos because your mind thinks that's normal. So just remember this, peace isn't a test you need to pass. You don't have to be on guard 24/7. Embrace the quiet when it arrives. Trust it's legitimate, and if a storm comes again, you'll face it. Until then, let yourself breathe. Identify real versus imagined threats. Not all worry is worthless. Some concerns reflect real issues you can and should act on. The problem is distinguishing a genuine threat from an overblown fear. It helps to ask, can I do something about this right now? If yes, convert that worry into a to-do, like schedule a doctor's checkup, or update my resume. If not, label it as unproductive worry. You can't solve an imaginary future meltdown. Once you see how many of your what-if scenarios fall into the unfixable now category, you realize how much mental energy is wasted. That alone can spark a change. You start realizing fears have no current solution. This frees your brain to focus on issues you can address, boosting real control instead of the illusion of it. Key insight. Real problems come with possible actions. Hypothetical nightmares rarely do. Concentrate on the solvable. If it's unsolvable at present, let it float away. The power of acceptance, not resignation. People often resist the idea of letting go because they confuse acceptance with giving up. But acceptance is about acknowledging reality, including the fact that some events lie outside your control. Resignation is defeat. Acceptance is freedom. It says, I can influence my life, but I can't micromanage fate. If something tough happens, I'll handle it then. This mindset feels like a big exhale. You stop wrestling with intangible threats and reclaim energy for the present. It doesn't mean you'll never plan or take precautions. You do what's sensible, like wearing seatbelts or maintaining insurance. But you stop spinning over countless fantasies of doom. Acceptance involves trusting your resilience. You've survived your worst days so far, correct? You'll survive future ones as well. Key insight. Control what you can, accept what you can't. This balance is the antidote to endless anxiety. What if can't thrive where acceptance stands firm? Why overthinking steals your present. Every moment you invest in a dreaded future scenario is a moment you lose living here and now. Let's be honest, the present is fleeting. If you spend it distracted by nightmares that might not happen, you're effectively giving up your precious now time. Maybe you're out with friends but too busy internally scripting tomorrow's catastrophe to enjoy the conversation. Or you're lying in bed with a safe roof over your head, yet your mind's conjuring doomsday scenarios. This is how regret builds. One day you realize you missed countless simple joys because your head was stuck in what if. Instead of appreciating a pleasant evening, you let fear hijack your focus. Over time, that habit robs you of real-life experiences, memories you might cherish if your brain wasn't so busy catastrophizing. Key insight. Anxiety about hypothetical problems doubles your suffering if they ever happen and wastes your life if they don't. The present is all you truly have. Don't hand it over to illusions. Put what if to good use. If you can't stop the what if thoughts altogether, you can redirect them. Next time a fear crops up, think, is there a single constructive action I can take right now? For example, if you're worried about a health scare, you might book a checkup or commit to a healthier routine. If you can't do anything, for instance, you're petrified about an earthquake, then do a quick sanity check. Is your home emergency ready? And if so, let the rest go. That's how you turn fear from an emotional swamp into a practical tool. You filter out actionable steps from the noise. The rest is background static you can tune out. This way, what if becomes less an anxiety monster and more a prompt to improve your life in small ways. It's about channeling worry into genuine solutions, not living in dread. Key insight. Worry can be a check engine light. Do a quick check, fix what you can, then move on. Staring at the light nonstop will not repair the engine. Practice micro-release techniques. Breaking the what-if habit doesn't happen overnight, but you can train your brain to let go in small steps. 1. Scheduled worry. Set 10 minutes a day to worry actively. Write down your fears. Outside that window, if a worry appears, say, nope, I'll handle you at worry time. Often by the time worry time arrives, the fear feels less urgent or silly. 2. Mindful breathing. When panic about the future strikes, take 5 slow, deep breaths. Feel the air enter your lungs. Notice the tension leaving your body. This anchors you in the moment, reminding you you're safe right now. And 3. Positive flip. Each time you think, what if something bad happens, counter with, but what if something good happens instead? A small shift, but it proves the future can hold blessings too. By repeating these mini practices, you gradually undo the reflex of panic. It's not magic, but consistency works. Over time, your brain learns to break from the automatic chain of worry and soak up the present. Key insight. Micro steps rewire your mental habits. Don't aim for an instant cure. Aim for small daily challenges that accumulate into freedom. Choose living over what if. We end here at the biggest truth. You must choose to live fully rather than remain paralyzed by imaginary horrors. The future is unknown, yes, but that's part of its beauty. Could bad things happen? Absolutely. Could amazing things happen? Absolutely. Spending your life bracing for the worst means you can never experience the best. Picture yourself years from now. Do you want to recall a life spent behind mental bars of what if? Or do you want to remember how you tasted every day's moments, took healthy risks, formed deeper connections, and moved forward despite fear? Because that's how you truly live, by acknowledging uncertainty and stepping forward anyway. Key insight. Fear of the future does not protect you. It only ensures you lose your present. By releasing what if, you gain clarity, energy, and emotional space to engage with life's real experiences. That's the trade-off. Imaginary threats or actual living. Conclusion: your future, your move. You followed this 9-to-1 countdown exploring how what-if thinking stems from evolutionary instincts, illusions of control, and ingrained habits. You've seen that worry isn't automatically useful, that acceptance isn't the same as giving up, and that the present moment is far too precious to be sacrificed to hypothetical terrors. Ultimately, you have a choice right now. Either keep letting what-if overshadow your day-to-day existence, or stand up to it. The steps are simple enough. Distinguish solvable from unsolvable fears, practice micro-release techniques, remind yourself that the future cannot be locked down by your anxiety anyway. The real challenge is implementing them daily, forcing your brain to shift gears whenever it starts conjuring catastrophes. But it's so worth it, because on the other side of what if lies genuine calm, clarity, and the possibility of a life not haunted by shadows of a future that might not ever come. So commit to it. The next time worry creeps in, recognize it. Ask if action is possible. If not, consciously let it go. Use your energy on things that exist now, in your real life, not on illusions that only weigh you down. 5 years down the line, you could be living with far less anxiety, looking back on this moment as the turning point, because you, and only you, can decide to open the mental cage that what if locked you in the first place. Step out. You deserve to be free.